Hey guys, welcome to Alejandra's studio. I just wanted to make a few pointers about how I've learned how to sculpt over the years with practices, classes, and very awesome role models in my life. When I went to Otis College of Art and Design, I took a class, a sculpting class, with the famous Glen Eisner. And if you don't know who he is, you should definitely look him up because he's a legend. And when I got to meet him, it was just I was a starstruck, as people say. He's famous for, movies such as Gremlins 2, Terminator 2. He's worked with Buffy in the movie Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He's made like a bust head of Lady Gaga. Like, he definitely deserves to be recognized in many beautiful ways. So, and one thing he has taught me is wooden tools are essential. He's taught me the best tools are wood. And, I'd show him all my metal tools and all the other materials. He'd be like, honestly, wood is the to go when it comes to sculpting. And I was just like, what does he mean? I mean, and then when I was doing it, you know, it makes a lot of sense. So as you can see, this tool, if I remember correctly, I believe he like sanded this for me. I was just like, you can use any wood stick and like shape it to any tool you want. So I was like, wow, that's amazing how simple it is just to make a simple tool. And I really, really only use this tool for a lot of my projects. I don't really use a lot of many different tools, um, but I do have other tools that help me with creating textures in my sculptures. So I'll show you, for example, let me maybe make two eyes here. This is just for fun, so it may not be atom anatomically correct, if that's how you say it. But I'm just gonna give the idea that with really one tool, you can do so much. Like, you don't need the fanciest, coolest tools um to do really cool work, you know. Let's see. As you can see, I'm just creating this character. Not really quite sure where it's gonna go, but I'm doing it. And that's just kind of how I've always done my passion of sculpting. Always just be like, all right, today has just been a rough day, so I'm gonna sculpt. Excuse me. So, see, I'm making arches, and then so I guess you guys really just, you get the point. When I was a kid, when I would sculpt all these different uh, characters and flowers and animals, I would only really use like a toothpick, just because when I was little, my parents didn't really understand what I was doing. Um, but it's okay. All that matters is that I knew what I was doing, and my siblings were actually pretty supportive when it came to me creating and all that jazz. So really, when it comes to, when I remember the first day I decided to be an artist, it was when I was young, maybe high school time or even before that. I was just like, I knew. I just knew. But I also knew it was gonna be tough. But I was like, I loved it so much. I'm willing to fight for it. When you love something so much, it's like with what one of my favorite sculpture artists says. It's like when I'm not he's like, when I'm not sculpting, it's like I'm not breathing. And I can totally relate to that. So that's how I feel when, I don't know, if there's a day I don't sculpt, I'm just incomplete. So, when I knew I wanted to become an artist, like officially, like after high school, I won't lie, I was nervous. I'd be like, are people gonna like my work? Are people gonna accept me? I mean, there's already really good, you know, people out there. Like, why should I even try? But I was like, I'm gonna try to beat the odds. Like, I like to look up to Selena Quintanilla. Everyone didn't expect the direction she went to, but with the love and support of her family and her fans and everyone, she was able to do all these things, become a fashion designer, an artist, a singer, a businesswoman, you name it. It was definitely inspiring to see that, being Mexican, American here, but Spanish is my first language. So I kind of like to surprise people. A lot of people will look at me and they'll be like, super surprised I'm Mexican. And of course, like, claro que sí. So, but going back to what I'm creating right now, I'm just showing you, really, you can go to the expectations of your the limits of your imagination, if you will. So as you see, that was it. When I was little, I used sculpting as like an escape, just for life. Excuse me. And now I do see as more as a meditative state and something that, like I said before, I can't breathe without. It's part of who I am. And honestly, it has saved my life in multiple times. And seeing I have so many role models and inspirations that tell me that I can do it if I really set my mind to it. Beat the world's expectation. I'm willing to beat the odds, and being Mexican woman sculpture artist, I know it's possible. I know they're out there. I know we're out there. So when I sculpt, I always, I also sculpt with references. That's also something I've learned in Glen's class. He's always just like references. And I'm like, that makes sense, because before I wouldn't use references and things would come out good, but not great. And in that class, he would want to help people become greater than they were when they came into class. So maybe in one of my videos, I could show you one of my projects. Yeah, I'm trying my really best to just get out there. It's all really about good vibes for me. I'm not making these videos to, become famous or anything. I'm making these videos are mostly just to educate, learn, and teach. And also, I'm learning to put myself out there. I'm not a shy person, but I'm not the most extrovert person in the world. I have my days where I want to just stay inside and sculpt and not talk to anyone, and that's fine. Like, that's totally fine. So, but I could also be that super outgoing person, going out, hanging out with my friends and talking a lot when I'm super into it, when I'm around people who care about me. So I'm trying, and I'm hoping you guys see that, and I know these videos will just keep getting better and better from here on in, for sure. And I'll still be learning. I'm still learning how to edit and camera work and stuff like that. So thanks, guys, for hanging in there. And if you watch this video, awesome. Like, give it a thumbs up if you want, or not, or feel free to, like, I would definitely highly recommend looking up Glen Eisner, sculpture artist, and getting to know his story, because it's pretty unique. And I feel like more stories like that need to be heard, especially for, people who are like me, a little girl or a little person wanting to sculpt but not really knowing where to start. So keep on doing what you guys want to do, and keep fighting for what you love and what you believe in. Right? Thanks, guys. See ya.